Hello and welcome to Webwalker app. Let's learn how to set up a simple workflow to automatically invite to connect on LinkedIn. First, make sure you have connected your LinkedIn account with the app. You can see how to do this in another video, link in the description. Now let's get started. In the app, go to Workflows. You can either set up a new workflow from scratch or use one of our templates. Click Add New to start adding a new workflow. We're going to use one of the default templates, so let's select the template. Select the simple invite to connect on LinkedIn with follow-up to use this template. Since this template is for LinkedIn, we need to select a LinkedIn account. Click Set to confirm the template parameters. The selected LinkedIn account will be automatically set for all the workflow actions that require LinkedIn account in this template. Now let's enter some name for our workflow. Once you are done, click Create to finish adding a new workflow. It should open the new workflow. A new workflow will have a few warnings on the overview screen. As you can see, we need to add contacts and set the schedule. But first, let's go to Actions to see what the workflow will do. As you can see, the template we've used has added some actions and conditions to our new workflow. If you had skipped selecting a template, we wouldn't have any actions here and you would have to add them manually. In our case, the workflow will send an invitation to connect on LinkedIn. And then we'll be checking if the invitation has been accepted. Timeout of 504 hours means that it will attempt to check the status over the next 3 weeks. If the contact hasn't accepted the invitation within 3 weeks, it will go to the false branch and finish the workflow for this contact. We can see that the workflow will send a follow-up message 24 hours after a contact has accepted our LinkedIn invitation. You can edit workflow actions, move them around by clicking and dragging them with your mouse, add new actions or remove existing ones. Let's double-click on Connect Profile to edit this action. Here you can edit the limits or other options. Limit of 50 means it will not send more than 50 invitations during one day. LinkedIn account means that it will use this account to send an invitation on LinkedIn. Let's change the invitation message. You can also edit action by clicking on the menu icon. Then clicking Edit. We could change the follow-up message that the contact will receive 24 hours after accepting our invitation. If we don't need the follow-up and just want to send the invitation, we can delete everything below our Connect Profile action. Let's delete it. The deleted steps have a different color and a minus icon. This means they will be deleted when we save our workflow changes. Now let's go to the workflow settings. Here you can change the name of the workflow, enable different workflow options, set the workflow limits, auto-enrollment rules and the workflow schedule. Do you remember a warning about workflow not having a schedule on the Overview tab? Our workflow needs a schedule in order to run. So let's select a schedule. Now our workflow has a schedule and it will be processing contacts on the enabled days of the week during the selected time range. We could enable pause on reply. In our case, we have deleted the follow-up action, so it is not needed. But if we had more steps for sending messages after the invitation, it would make sense to enable this. With this option, the processing would be paused for a contact when the contact replies. Now let's save our changes to the workflow. Click at the Apply Changes icon. Then click Save to confirm the changes. Now our workflow is almost ready. The unnecessary actions have been removed and the schedule has been set. The only thing missing are the contacts that we want to get invited on LinkedIn. Let's go to the Contacts tab and add some contacts. There are different ways the contacts can be added into a workflow. It could be done automatically, by Workflow Auto-Enrollment or API. Or we could add them manually, one by one, or from a contact list, or from a LinkedIn search. Let's try adding contacts manually, by clicking on Enroll Contacts. Here you can search and select specific contacts that you want to enroll into the workflow. Let's select a few contacts to add. After selecting some contacts, click Add to Workflow to enroll them into our workflow. Adding contacts one by one might take a long time if you have a lot of contacts. Let's try adding an entire contact list by clicking Enroll Contact Lists. If you don't have any lists yet, you can create one from LinkedIn Search or by uploading a CSV file. After selecting a contact list and clicking Add to Workflow, it will add all the contacts from that list into the workflow. Finally, let's try to import some search results from LinkedIn into our workflow. Click Enroll Search Results. Find and select your LinkedIn search. If you haven't imported any searches from LinkedIn yet, you can find how to do this in another video, link in the description. Once you click Add to Workflow, it will import all results from LinkedIn Search into the workflow. Now our workflow has everything it needs to run: actions, a schedule, and contacts to process. Congratulations! Now you know how to set up a simple workflow for inviting new connections on LinkedIn. There are many options and advanced features available, but we will look more into them in other videos. We hope that our app will improve your LinkedIn networking and social media marketing.